everyone. Today's presentation is about turning 18 in Idaho and what a difference a day can make. You may be wondering what has changed now that you're 18 because you can already drive and you still can't purchase alcohol. What has really changed though is that in the eyes of the law, you are now an adult. In a broad sense, the law includes two types of cases. First is civil and second is criminal. In civil cases, it's basically everything that's not criminal. This includes adoptions, property disputes, class actions, etc. Criminal cases are those in which the government is the prosecutor, so they are bringing the case, whether it's state or federal, and the individual is the criminal defendant and has somehow violated criminal law, whether that is through the United States criminal law or Idaho's criminal law. In civil lawsuits, it's one party suing another party for money or another remedy because they've been injured or incurred other damages. One type of civil lawsuit is a tort lawsuit. This is a broad category of lawsuits. It includes negligence, which is based on the reasonable person standard and includes malpractice or wrongful death, as well as intentional torts, which includes battery, false imprisonment, defamation, trespass, and other things like that. Strict liability is where it doesn't matter what your intent was, if you did it, you will be liable. The statute of limitations is the time that someone has to bring suit. Things that have a 2-year limitation are personal injury and intentional torts, and those that have a 4-year limitation are breach of an assumed duty, damage to real property, and nuisance. Turning 18 also means that the consequences are more serious if you break the law or commit a crime. The juvenile system, which is before you turn 18, is more focused on rehabilitating minors, but now you will face adult penalties even if it's on your 18th birthday. Misdemeanors are those that do not have a lengthy prison sentence. The maximum is a year, but there could be fines involved. Listed are some examples, like a DUI could get you 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine, and petty theft is up to 1 year in jail and also a $1,000 fine. More serious are felonies, which are punishable by a prison sentence greater than a year, and there's a potential of lifetime imprisonment depending on what you are charged with. Most importantly, though, ignorance of the law is not an excuse or a defense for breaking the law. There are 2 levels of the law, state and federal. The state system can be found in the Idaho Penal Code or city and county ordinances. You can be charged with a state crime if you committed the crime within that state. The federal system has separate courts, law enforcement, and laws from the state system. This can be found in the United States Constitution and the United States Criminal Code. Most federal crimes are felonies, and they generally involve crossing state lines, whether that be by people or by property. So let's say that you are arrested. You will be read your Miranda rights. This tells you that you have the right to remain silent, that you have the right to an attorney, and that anything that you say can be used against you in the court of law. If you are booked on a felony, you have to remain in jail until your next court appearance unless you are given bail. Bail may or may not be granted, and it's imposed by the court to ensure that you appear in court. But like I said, depending on the case, you may have to stay in jail and you cannot get bail. Remember that there are consequences of a criminal record. They can follow you around for life, and it may be more difficult to get a job. You'll also lose a lot of your rights, like the right to purchase, possess, or carry firearms, and the rights to vote, hold public office, and serve on a jury. You will also be possibly required to give a DNA sample to the Department of Corrections. Hate crimes are another subsection of criminal law. Under federal law, a hate crime is a crime that's motivated by a hatred of a protected class. Some protected classes include race, religion, or gender. This involves either travel across state lines or the use of an instrumentality that travels the state lines. Idaho hate crime is malicious harassment, and it is punishable by up to 5 years in prison and up to $5,000.